Now, that was not the game I was expecting. The Denver Nuggets have a 23-point lead, blow the lead. Fourth quarter comes around. The Denver Nuggets, they pick up that championship grit, get a win, 130-129 in Sacramento. Let's get to it. The Denver Nuggets get a comeback clutch win in Sacramento versus the Sacramento Kings, and that was one of the games of the season. The Denver Nuggets start this game off. I'm talking about cooking. They got up to 20-6. Sacramento had to take a timeout. The Denver Nuggets ended the first quarter. They ended the first quarter 41-21. 41-21. They had to lead. The game looked like this is going to be the Denver Nuggets. They're catching the vibes right. They got up, beat the Atlanta Hawks by 30. The last game they just played, they end up winning by 20 points. And we're at this place now. You get win versus the Hawks. You get win versus the Clippers. You got a chance to play versus the Kings team. Their defense has been struggling all year. This is another game where you get a chance to stack. And y'all, that is not what happened. This was the opposite of an easy win. Domantas Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk, they absolutely step up and do the things they are known to do. Be great scorers over the course of a game, and you get in the clutch, and they're going to try to ice you out. And let me give a shout-out to the Sacramento Kings because they played amazing. 41 minutes for Domantas, 28, 14, and 6, 12 of 20, 1 of 3, 3 of 3 from the field. He was a +1 in his minutes. Especially that last 10 versus the non-Jokic minutes, man. He was going off. Great physical defense all day on Joker. Again, a lot of contact. He got away. We'll talk about that in a little bit. That was a heavy theme of this game once the Nuggets got up 20. De'Aaron Fox, 29, 5, and 7, 11, 24, 2 of 7, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. He was a -13. Again, he spent a lot of his time with the starters today versus the Nuggets starters. So that's why the plus-minus looks like that. But his shot making down the stretch of that fourth quarter, he couldn't hit anything in the first half. But as soon as the third quarter started, De'Aaron Fox does what he does best, and he gets into the paint. He hits these nice little mid-range shots, and it was a shot-for-shot, bar-for-bar to end the game between Malik Monk, De'Aaron Fox, Jamal Murray, and Nikola Jokic, and Aaron Gordon with a pull-up left-wing three-pointer. DeMar DeRozan, 17, 3, and 4, had a really good third quarter, especially 7 of 18, really fumbled the ball in the last second. Malik Monk, 25.6 rebounds and 10 assists on 9 of 19, 4 of 10 from 3, 3 of 3 from the free throw line with 3 blocks and a steal. So, again, paint the picture. Doug McDermott even was 4 of 7 from 3 today as a starter. Keon Ellis off the bench with 12, 6, and 5 blocks and 2 steals. So they get really good minutes out of, I would say, 6 players on their roster. And their starters, they came out and they played well, man. But the Nuggets, all of their starters won their minutes. A lot of that's a carryover from that first half. But they really set the tone today. Nikola Jokic today in his worst game of the year. And, again, he's had some games this year where, like, the volume and stuff was low. But even last game, that wasn't really like an issue of, like, the competition. He just didn't shoot the ball a lot. He was 6 of 9. He didn't need to. In this game in particular, his jump shot was not falling. And if you just kind of watch the course of the game, the way that Mark Davis referees these games, the game got up 41-21, and as soon as the game got up that much, the physicality is flipped, and it got so egregious where there were so many turnovers, fouls, uncalled fouls, and Jokic was getting bombarded inside the paint. And I think a lot of that got to him. I think when he deals with a whistle that is like that it doesn't make any sense, but also is so physical where he can't, like, counteract it, and then his shot wasn't falling. You put all that stuff together, it was a stinker for Joker, a stinker. And so the Sacramento Kings, once they got down 20, they really flipped the script of the game. But Jokic still ends up with 20 points, 14 rebounds, and 13 assists today. And y'all, when I tell you that this game looked like it was like, man, like, this is kind of like, Joker is due to have one of these games with the start that he's had so far this year. But, man, he ends up coming up clutch in the fourth quarter. And a lot of that is obviously just kind of having Jamal Murray and Russell Westbrook on the court with him. The guard play was excellent in the fourth quarter. And that really was the story of the game. If the guard play was even better over the course of the game, They probably would have won this game going away. But I think Russ played really well. But again, this is only because like when the Nuggets don't have another shooter on the court, it just changes the way the offense has to play. And so now everything converges on the center of the court or where Joker is. And now it just gets more limited across the board. But Russ makes up for that with really timely cutting, really timely driving. And then on the other end, very good defense. But again, the Nuggets are still going to have to figure out a way to build a competent offense that consistently can generate points and especially 3-point looks when it matters, especially when you get Russ on the court with the starters. But in the fourth quarter, y'all, Jamal Murray had 14 points, 5 of 7 from the field. Jokic had 7 points. He was 2 of 4 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, and 2 of 2 from the free throw line with 3 rebounds and 2 assists. Just dominant performances. And then Aaron Gordon hit a huge 3. You got Russell Westbrook with 2 and Julian Strawther with 2, and Hunter Tyson had 5 points. Shout out Hunter Tyson. He did not have a lot going for him this game, but he made a huge 3-pointer off of a kind of bobbled play, and then he ends up hitting 2 free throws, and those free throws end up being the difference in the game. So Hunter Tyson gives them really, really, really good minutes off the bench today and helps them to be able to win this game in the fourth quarter especially. But again, Jokic with another triple-double, 20-14-13, had a block and 2 steals. He was a +4 in his minutes. Again, you definitely expect to see better from Joker next game because this is like the ugliest game that we saw from Joker all year, without a shadow of a doubt. But again, they close it out in the fourth quarter, and that's what matters the most. Jamal Murray, man, at one point in time in this game, he was 6 of 21. Jamal Murray was 6 of 21, and then he goes 5 of 5 down the stretch, I believe. He goes 5 of 5 down the stretch of the game. And he has 28.2 rebounds and 6 assists, including, as I said just a little second ago, including in the fourth quarter, the dude has 15 points on 5 of 7 from the field and 3 of 3 from the 3-point line and 2 of 2 from the free throw line with a rebound and an assist. And he was a +14 in the fourth quarter. That is what you need from Jamal. Now, I don't need Jamal to be like that good every fourth quarter, but you do need to have these moments where Jamal, you take over the game, because that's what it means to be a championship number 2, as he knows better than anybody in Denver. To be a championship number 2, you have to be able to do that. And at some point in time in this game, it even got to me where I was like, look, we're 24 games into the year now, and Jamal has just been wildly consistent, and this game was not going well for him. In the first quarter, he was 4 of 9. I want to say in the first quarter, he was 4 of 7 from the field. He was 4 of 7 from the field, and then he was 1 of 2 from the 3-point line. He was a +16 in the first quarter. And he had 9 points and 2 assists. So that means from that point on until the top of the fourth quarter, Jamal Murray was 2 of 14 from the field. And they were huge misses. And so you could feel it kind of crumbling. But, Malone, ever since that 2019 playoff, when Jamal Murray was in his age 21 season, Malone has always been in the mindset that, Jamal, I need to let you play yourself out of that. I need to let you get to a point where you're able to score and able to do what you got to do. And he did that, man. Like, just an absolute damaging fourth quarter for Jamal, where it looked like vintage playoff Jamal Murray. Incredible shot making. And again, it was him and De'Aaron Fox going back and forth. The Kentucky guards going back and forth. Jamal Murray, 28, 2 and 6 tonight on 11 and 26. De'Aaron Fox, 29, 5 and 7 tonight. And again, Jamal Murray is also a +10 in this game. Again, he was a +14 in the fourth quarter. He was a +10 in this game, and that led all players for the Nuggets. So he was the most, again, really the most impactful Nugget for the most part, because his shot making made a difference today. Russell Westbrook, 35 minutes, man, 18 points, 9 rebounds, 10 assists. He was 8 of 10 from 2, 0 of 3 from 3, 2 of 4 from the free throw line. He had 3 steals today. He had 3 turnovers, but he get 10 assists and 3 turnovers from Russ. He started in place of Christian Brown, who was dealing with little back spasms today. He's a +3 in his minutes. His defense was wildly impressive. The post defense he was playing on DeRozan, the on-ball defense he was playing on Fox, his aggressiveness at the point of attack has really, really made quite the difference for this Nuggets team. And off ball, he also is working extremely hard. When he trails a play, he's always going for the ball. He plays like a safety, man. Like he really truly plays like an Ed Reed, always ball hawking. And so he made some really impressive plays today. And again, I called, everybody knows, I thought that he should have been on the Nuggets team last season. I think he would have added a lot to this team. And tonight, he just does it again. He plays with tremendous heart, tremendous hustle, tremendous defense, and he is getting to the rim and he finishes. And Russ is able to get 8 of 10 from 2 today. Multiple points inside the paint for Russell Westbrook. Great game from him. The Nuggets don't win it without him. And again, you just love to kind of see that he offers some of the stuff that Christian does as a defender, but he's even better like side to side. But he offers so much playmaking value for this team. And again, I said on the timeline on Twitter, if Russ was 4 years younger, man, like again, everything would just be so different because he's an older player and you can tell and you can feel it. But Russ still has so much in him, so much to give on a possession by possession basis. And it made such an impact on the team. And even when Jokic, like in the third quarter, there was a point where Jokic wasn't even playing well because he just couldn't hit shots. And again, it was the physicality. He was dealing with it the entire game and you could tell that it got to him. And Russ was just driving to the basket. And that was able to kind of assuage the moment to help them to be able to eventually get back in the game. Michael Porter, only 7 shots today, but he was 11. He had 11 points and 10 rebounds and 1 assist. He was 4 of 7 from the field and 1 of 2 from 3 and 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Porter had a steal as well. He was a +8 in his minutes, not a lot of volume. And again, once the game got out of control, like when they were up 20, the game flow kind of adjusted. But then once they got started, everything got real tight, very similar to what happened in the Minnesota series. It becomes really dominant through the guards. And so Jamal and Russ and Jokic, they start basically taking over. And even Julian Strawther a little bit. Because if you can create with the ball with the Nuggets, you're more than likely going to get the ball to be able to do it. And with Porter, he kind of gets iced out of that a little bit. And so still had 11 and 10. Could have had an even better game, but just didn't get the volume. Aaron Gordon today, 24 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. He was 9 of 14 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, and 5 of 6 from the free throw line. And he was a +6. And Aaron Gordon hit the most important three-pointer of the game that helped them to get back in the game. It was such a huge shot. And this happened. So the course of events, Jamal Murray hits Hunter Tyson hits 2 free throws. Jamal Murray hits a 3. Jamal Murray gets 2 free throws. Russ makes a 2. AG hits a 3. Jokic gets the steal. Jokic then gets a little floater for 2. The Nuggets are on a 14-3 run. Jamal Murray gets a crazy pull-up 2. Jokic hits a 3. And then it just goes back and forth, man. I mean, just crazy shot making. And Aaron Gordon really was one of the catalysts for why it got that way. And he was bullying DeMar DeRozan inside of the paint as well and played really good defense on the night versus DeRozan. Julian Strawther off the bench, again, another really good minutes. He lost him 11 and -11, but again, in the context of like where he was playing and what happened when the lead was gone. 13 points and 4 rebounds and 1 assist. He was 6 of 12 from the field and 1 of 4 from 3 with the block. So he is continuing to find his stride. And again, his buckets were important because sometimes you just need a player to be able to stabilize by scoring and by finishing plays. And that's what he did tonight. So 13 points for Julian Strawther. Had a couple good defensive possessions, but again, still working on that. Peyton Watson, 9 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. 3 of 8 from the field. 1 of 1 from 3. 2 of 3 from the free throw line and a steal. He's a -5, but Peyton's defense was incredible, especially on De'Aaron Fox. That's why De'Aaron, a part of it while he was having such a hard issue, he was dealing with Russ, and then he was dealing with Peyton, and Peyton was everywhere all the time. And the defense was really a big difference in that first half as well. Hunter Tyson, I think a season high, 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist, 2 of 2 from the field, 1 a run from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, -7. Again, just 5 points in the fourth quarter. And I think that put him down 2 or 4. But then, like I said, the Nuggets ended up getting down 8 anyway. The score was 111 to 119 at one point with like 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, and the Nuggets won 130, 129. So they just absolutely put their pedal to the metal offensively. DeAndre Jordan, -3, had 2 rebounds, had 3 assists. I actually kind of like how DJ looks with the second unit. He gives them a lob threat. He's a good rim deterrent. He's obviously not the player he used to be, but you still get a lot of stuff you get from him that you don't get from anyone else on the roster. The Nuggets, they play a full 9 deep, and Hunter Tyson is added to that 9. So Hunter Tyson, I think, is really your 10th man on the year right now. Now, here's the thing. The Nuggets, they were 51 of 102 from the field today, 50% from the field. They were 36% from 3, which is 10 of 28, which is, again, that's about where you need to be. They need to be even better than that, but you want to get the 3-point shots up. They're lucky the Kings shot just 35 threes. Like, had the Kings shot more threes, just the math game would have gotten away from them. They only lost the 3-point battle by 6 today. Now, they lost the free throw battle by 1 point, but they got to the line 24 times. The Kings got to the line 20 times. They were 19 to 20, 95%. The Nuggets were 75% of 18 to 24. So the Nuggets leading the NBA in free throw rate, but they're not converting at the line like they should. The Nuggets had 38 assists tonight and 15 turnovers. 38 assists and 15 turnovers. I want to say the Nuggets in the first half, I can't even remember, but they were going crazy with the passing. But 38 assists is amazing. 55 rebounds and 15 offensive rebounds for the Nuggets, and 42 rebounds and 11 offensive rebounds for the Kings. The Kings had 10 blocks, Nuggets had 4. The Kings had 10 steals, Nuggets had 9. So, again, they could have done better on that front as well. The Nuggets, let me check real quick. I think they scored 72 points in the paint today. Let me see. So the Nuggets scored 76 points in the paint. The Kings scored 58. The Nuggets had 9 second chance points. The Kings had 12. The Nuggets had 16 fast break points. The Kings had 30 fast break points. So, again, the Nuggets half-court defense, if I actually checked right now, I'm willing to bet it actually wasn't bad today. But I'm willing to bet that the issue was their transition defense in totality. So the Nuggets had a 118.8 offensive rating. The Kings had a 118.3. Or sorry, the Nuggets had a 120.4 offensive rating. The Kings had a 118.3. Now, if I look in the half court, this is from Cleaning the Glass. The Nuggets had a 107.5 offensive rating. The Kings had a 105.3. In transition, the Kings had a 147.1 offensive rating. The Nuggets had a 128.6. So the Nuggets played worse defense in the transition than the Kings did. They played better defense in the half court than the Kings did. And that ultimately, honestly, was the game. The Nuggets shot 16 of 26 from the rim today. So a lot of points at the rim. They shot 21 of 41 from the short middle. They shot 25 of 48 from mid-range. And then the Kings shot 23 of 48 from mid-range. So both teams were getting killed like drop coverage area today. Corner 3, 2 of 5 for the Nuggets, 40%, 2 of 8 for the Kings, 25%. But overall, the Nuggets take care of business. They get a win in a situation that looked like they were not going to get a win, and they do not get this win without every single Denver Nuggets player contributing to this win. And so, again, I just read that the Nuggets lost a 3-point battle by 6 today. That's okay when you lose it by that much. What you can't do is lose it by 21 points, 28 points, 33 points. Like, that can't happen. Like, you can't lose by that much and expect to win. And that's what happened versus the Wizards. So they have to really find a way to how to generate more threes over the course of the year. Now, some of that's going to be their personnel, but some of that is just the scheme too. But they're going to have to generate more. Overall, y'all, the good news is the Denver Nuggets win. They are now 3 and the Nuggets 5th seed. They are 2 games out of the 4th seed. They're 2 games out of the 3rd seed. And they're 2.5 games out of the 2 seed. And the Nuggets are 1 loss behind the 2nd seed in the Western Conference, and they won 3 straight. And upcoming, the Nuggets had the Trailblazers, and they have the Pelicans. So, again, 2 more winnable games. That would change, I think, a lot for the Nuggets if they can go ahead and win those games on Thursday and on Sunday. And then they got back-to-back games versus the Phoenix Suns. So, y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. How did you feel about this game? Denver Nuggets take care of business. 130-129. The Denver Nuggets, 3 in a row. Let's keep it going. See you on the other side.